What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking Black Ops 4, but before we get into it, I just want to thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers again. We're nearly at 1.4k now, on that road to 1.5k. Channel's been blowing up lately. Got to thank you guys again for all the support. Welcome if you're new. I'd suggest sticking around for today's video. You know, I don't usually ask for likes at the start. Well, sometimes I do, but sometimes I leave it to the end. But if we can hit 30 likes today, that'd be pretty cool. And if you could stick around for as long as you can, would be great. Even if you mute the video and leave it on your bed or something and just watch the whole thing, I'd really appreciate it if you could watch as much of this video as you can. Why? Well, my channel is currently at 215,000 watch minutes, and I need to get that to 240,000 so I can get monetized. Now, I don't do YouTube for money because I've never got any money off it, but just having that added benefit of maybe a couple dollars for each video would be pretty cool. So if we could get that bit closer to that 240,000 watch minute mark, would be really good. So Black Ops 4, the beta. It's a bit late now, but I still wanted to talk about it because the views, okay? So a lot of criticism has come out of the beta, constructive, negative, positive, and I'm going to try and give some constructive criticism because that is the best criticism. So for the most part, I think the beta was pretty good. I played on a day one Xbox One. I think it was a day one Xbox. It's the very first Xbox, right? And it played pretty smoothly. The loading screens took a little bit of time, but that's understandable, saying that these games are made for the PlayStation Pro and the Xbox One S and Xbox One X. So I can handle that because these games, they've got a lot of stuff in them. They've got to handle a lot of graphics, so that's fine by me. The graphics in general, they look pretty nice, especially on the new consoles. Lots of vibrant colors, which we haven't seen for a while, so it's good to be back with these vibrant colors, especially on the map that you're seeing here. And there's another one, Seaside. I really like the colors on that map. The maps, let's talk about the maps now. The maps so far, we've seen about like 7 maps, which is ridiculous this early on, and it's great because you're not getting bored of the maps already, which is what we want. The maps, they play pretty well. My favorite ones is Seaside, the one that you're seeing in the background here, and Havana. Honestly, it's a Spanish name for that map, so I can't pronounce it properly, but they're probably my favorites. Frequency is one of the duller maps, and I don't know why it's so dull, but it's just, a lot of people seem to like it. It plays really well, but not one of my personal favorites. Don't mind it, but I prefer these bright, colourful maps. Alright, next up, let's talk about time to kill, balancing and stuff. So the time to kill is a little bit longer, as you know, 150 health, and there's also body armor and a specialist Crash who can boost health. So this has led to inconsistent gunfights, which is one of the big talking points of the game at the moment. It doesn't quite feel like Call of Duty. That's because of the longer time to kill. So in my opinion, I think it's pretty good at the moment. Maybe bring it down a little bit. Currently at 150 health. I think 130 health or 125 would probably play better with the community because it'd be a nice balance between the two. Having a longer time to kill means that the better player comes out on top more often, which didn't happen as much with previous Call of Duties because there were lots of lucky kills. And with the longer time to kill, there's less lucky kills, which is a good thing overall. Especially if you're a good player, which at the end of the day, if you're increasing the skill gap, the better players are going to win more gunfights and the game's going to play better. So definitely don't mind the increase in health. But body armor is something that we do need to talk about. Body armor is a piece of gear that you can put on, and it can be countered with AP rounds. My mic just fell, sorry for the thud. It can be countered with AP rounds, but not every gun has them. So Treyarch are tuning this body armor thing. Honestly, there's been that much backlash about it. They just should get rid of it as a whole. So the community is like, oh yes, they're listening. Like, Treyarch are listening a lot. They've already done 3 Reddit posts, which are massive, about everything they've been tuning since the beta. So they're definitely listening, especially more than any other Call of Duty. They're listening to so many things we're saying, so many suggestions, all the constructive criticism. Pretty much every problem except body armor has been dealt with by Treyarch, which is great. They're pretty much, doing what Fortnite do, making improvements all the time. I forgot to mention, I just wanted to say this really quick before you click off the video. We're nowhere near the end yet, but there's still more people watching now than at the end. This game you're seeing in the background is my first game of Black Ops 4. This is a high kill, 0 death gameplay. I just loved it, man. it was that good for me that it really got me on the right foot. I just loved it. So that is the background gameplay, which I did need to get off my chest because I just wanted to mention that it was my first game. Okay, what do we need to talk about next? Weapons. Weapons are pretty good. Overall, there's nice balance. People complaining that the weapons are reskinned, but they're reskinned every year. There's only a certain amount of different combinations you can have. So that's that. There's some guns that look the same and look like hybrids of previous guns, but honestly, you can't really blame them. There's only a certain amount of designs you can come up with, so that's not too bad. The weapons are balanced pretty well overall. There's a couple OP ones, but you know they're going to fix that because the community's been pretty vocal about that, so don't need to worry about that. But besides from those two like overpowered guns, everything's really well balanced. You can go really good with every weapon, which is a great thing to see in Call of Duty. Nice variety of options there. So now let's talk about the specialists. As you guys may or may not know, a lot of specialists are coming back from Black Ops 3 because this is set before Black Ops 3. So it would make sense. Some people are complaining, but you know, there's also only a certain amount of abilities that you can have, and a lot of them just play really well. So I don't really blame them for bringing a lot of them back. There's about like 5 that have come back, and about 5 new ones. I'm not sure if that's the correct number off the top of my head, but there are some new ones which are, you know, you got to give them credit for bringing some new things in. And although they've been like taking inspiration, I guess is a good word, from other games like Rainbow Six Siege, you know, Call of Duty was the first real shooter, so any other game who's got a shooter out there has probably got inspiration from Call of Duty in one way or another, so can't really blame them too much for taking little things from other games, although it only makes the game play better and more fun, so not really a big deal. One thing which I did want to mention is the shield that you can place down, and it has a microwave turret coming off of it. I guess that's the best way to describe it. There's another, the Guardian. It's pretty much a Guardian and a shield together. Now, people are saying that this is like a combination of the Guardian and the shield from Rainbow Six, but really, there's this YouTuber called The Worm, who was the original OG who set this up. He put his riot shield down and put the Guardian behind him. He's the founder of this combination, so he's a Call of Duty player. Let's give him the credit for this. Alright, now let's talk about Blackout, I reckon. Actually, let's talk about the game modes first. The game modes played pretty well overall. I played mainly TDM, never went negative in a single game, which is a good sign for me. I think I held like a 3 KD over the beta, really fun. Apparently Hardpoint and Dom had inconsistent spawns. Treyarch know they're working on that in case you guys actually know about all these problems, so I don't know how many of you guys know about these problems, but anyway, Treyarch working on it, so it's all good. S&D played pretty well, I'm pretty sure. There's a spawn beacon, which is like a tack insert that one of the characters has, and there's a bit of controversy about keeping that in, which you can use it only once per game though, so they're trying to balance that. And then there's also the new heist mode, which is pretty much CSGO. It's pretty much CSGO inside Call of Duty. People are kind of mad, but the majority of the response has been extremely happy about the new mode because it's something different and fresh. Although it's straight copied from CSGO, people don't really care. They just love it because it's actually a really fun game mode to play. So I'd suggest playing that if you have not yet when the beta comes out. Well, not the beta, when the game comes out. Okay, so I've pretty much talked about everything in the game that I have concerns about, really. Like, everything's been addressed, so let's just talk about Blackout for a little bit, and then you guys can click off the video. So the Blackout beta is coming on September 10th. It's gonna come first on PS4, and then on September 14th, Xbox One and PC, and then September 15th, it goes to open beta on PC. Now, the thing about this is we don't know when the end date is, so there's a lot of speculation at the moment about whether or not this is going to end, or if it's going to just stay as a beta like Fortnite is, because as you guys may or may not know, Fortnite is literally just still in beta. Still, they're just taking advantage of the constant updates they can do by being in beta. So Call of Duty could do the same here. You know, we don't have an end date, and a beta, just labeling it beta, really gives them the excuse for any mistakes that make it through into the game. So would not surprise me if they do that. On PC, it's free, as of September 15th. Highly suggest picking it up. Remember, this is a battle royale for Call of Duty. You know, everyone's pretty much getting bored of Fortnite at the moment. Season 6 is pretty far away, so if you got nothing to do, you're on PC, you're getting bored of Fortnite, you know, highly suggest checking this out. It's going to be really good. We know it's going to be in first person. There's going to be wingsuits. So what I mean by that, pretty much if you're on top of a building, you can just jump off with a wingsuit, land safely. It's going to be lit. There's boats, there's helicopters, there's vehicles, just normal ones, cars, not, you know, those types of things. MTVs, I think is the word. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's going to be pretty fun. There is speculation that actually there was a leak that it's going to be 100 players. Now this is a great sign because we heard previous leaks that it was going to be minimum 60. Obviously 100 players is minimum 60, but we saw a leak in the code of the game saying up to 100 players. Now you might be thinking, oh, up to 100. Well, Fortnite is up to 100. How often is the game fully at 100? It's usually at like 95 or something. So that's what that means. It's not going to be like, oh, you're going to get 100 players every time. Because at the end of the day, people back out quick. They just want you to get you into a lobby and stuff. So 95, 100 players, that's fine. There's also going to be solos, which was actually speculated not to be happening, but that is confirmed. There's going to be duos and quads. That's right, quads, not squads, although it's the same thing, except we don't know if you're going to be able to go in as a pair of 3, because it's called quads now. Is that just they haven't thought about that? Or you can actually not go in as a pair of 3? Is it? It's not a pair if it's 3? Whatever a 3 is, who knows? We don't know yet. We'll find out September 10th. We're hoping for some more leaks and trailers to come out really soon, but at the moment Blackout is extremely hyped up. I extremely suggest you to pick up Black Ops 4 because the game's great. A lot of people are saying Black Ops 3.5, but it feels more like Black Ops 2.5 because it's boots on the ground. The gameplay feels nothing really like Black Ops 3. People aren't jumping all over the place and stuff, so yeah. This gameplay you're seeing in the background here, I think is my last game, and I absolutely went off with this SORG 9mm, I think it is. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's kind of like the VMP. I chucked a suppressor on it because I hadn't really seen anyone use it with a suppressor, but you know, it's pretty good. Playing Kill Confirmed in the back, using the Crash Specialist, who's actually one of my favorites. He's the guy who can boost health, so you know, if one of your favorite characters isn't one of the ones who's killing people and he's one of the ones helping the team, it's got to be a good sign. Or does it? I don't know. Anyway, it really just depends on your personal preference. Also, look at the radar at the top here. It is going crazy. They're definitely working on the radar at the moment because I can pretty much tell with that red triangle at the top which directions enemies are in. Now, this is a piece of gear that you have to equip, but it's pretty OP at the moment because you don't unlock the counter for it, Dead Silence, until like level 40 or something around there. So yeah, at the moment I can just pretty much wait at any door and know that someone's going to be there any second. Bit OP. It's pretty much Sixth Sense on steroids. Really good. I don't know how long this video is. I really do appreciate it if you have actually stuck around to the end. If you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe. We're on the road to 1.5k subs, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.